Welkom namens Intersafe. Nou, die meneer die hoort het goed. Welkom namens Intersafe bij deze laatste sessie in deze ruimte. Vandaag is de gast van Info uit Amerika, Dan Lemerand. Die gaat ons een kijkje geven in de portfolio van Infor. Alvorens we beginnen laat ik jullie even de veiligheidsinstructies zien om de vluchtwegen te vinden mocht er iets misgaan hier. Op dit moment zijn we op deze locatie, dus we zitten hier dicht bij het verzamelpunt. Mocht er iets misgaan, dan kunnen we daar makkelijk de weg vinden. Ik heb afgesproken met Dan, mochten er vragen zijn, dat we het heel interactief kunnen houden. Nou, zeker met helaas deze kleine setting moet dat makkelijk lukken. En dan zou ik graag het woord geven aan Dan. It's on you.
So can you hear me okay if I just talk normal? Is that good? You're all right with that? So I don't speak any Dutch whatsoever. So if he just said anything nice, it's right. If he said something not nice, he's probably right. So again, my name is Dan Lemerand. I'm with Infor. I'm going to cover a couple of things today. First, a disclaimer: when we talk about products can change, delivery dates can change. So this is just to tell you that things change. So a little bit about Infor. Intersafe is a customer of Infor at a couple of different levels. Infor is just under a $3 billion company. We focus on manufacturing, distribution, and then some of the secondary, if you will, markets are hospitality, retail. We have a pretty good showing in retail, and that's growing. We're the third largest private application company in North America. So it gives us a lot of opportunity to buy. We've had a pretty good streak of buying some products over the last couple of years, and bringing in those companies and assimilating them to our tech stack. We have about 90,000, and I apologize, I'm going to have to turn because normally I have another PC in front of me and I can cheat, but I can't cheat, so I have to turn. We have about 90,000 customers globally, covering 200 plus countries. So very diverse in terms of our customer size and breadth. The bottom part has a couple of CX specific numbers. We have the 14,000 number. Infor is at about 16,000 employees today globally. We've had over the last 24 months over 1,200 go lives of our CX applications, which I'll cover today, and then 4,500 plus customers just on CX. Our CRM platform today has about 1,600 of those are on our CRM platform, and again I'll cover all of that today. And feel free to jump in with questions. I think this is the last session of the day, so if there's something that you wanted me to cover that I didn't, we're not bound by time, unless I'm keeping you from food and drinks afterwards. So I'm not new to Infor. I've been at Infor for about 2.5 years, but I'm new to this role. I'm the Vice President of Product Management and Strategy for our CX portfolio. I've been in this role for about 4 months now. I've been in healthcare for about 20 years, and recently took over, again, product management and strategy for CX. I owned these products in healthcare, so you can imagine going from a director with 10 products just in North America healthcare to having those 10 products in all industries global. My job's changed a little bit over the last couple of months. I've been doing a lot of traveling, mainly to try and meet with customers and folks that we've committed products to, committed dates to, and making sure that we have that relationship that we need to have. So we talk about CX as customer experience, and customer experience to us is the list of those products. And I'm gonna go through each just slightly, and then I'll move to some more detailed information. I may skip around a little bit to things that you might already know. On the sales and service side of what CX is to us, the core is CRM. So having the ability to track and maintain all of your accounts and contacts. Infor's been in that business for, I think the CRM, we purchased Sales Logics about 8 years ago, and that product has at least 20, almost 25-year history in the CRM space. We're rewriting that solution. It won't be GA until middle of this year, middle of the summer. We're moving from only offering a single tenant cloud and an on-prem solution to having a full multi-tenant CRM. We've decided to take a technology called Mongoose, which is an application architecture that Infor created, and we're rewriting CRM in that Mongoose framework. There's a lot of solutions within Infor that are built or have been rewritten in Mongoose, so our ability to then have, pre-built APIs into our other products, our ERPs, our financial applications. Some of those Ion APIs will be available right out of the gate, which is good for us. We have to have that extensibility. CPQ is a product that I didn't have much familiarity with on the healthcare team, the configure, price, quote. It is a part of our Rhythm platform as well on the civic side. All of our Rhythm solutions on the commerce portal has CPQ baked in. So the ability to take and if you think one of our largest CPQ customers is Overhead Door. Overhead Door uses and has put into CPQ all of the variations that you could ever imagine if you were going to order a door, whether it's a front door, side door, garage door, and every type of window, slide, color, edge, any core, anything that you can think of. All of those parameters are put into CPQ, and it allows Overhead Door to then offer a portal out to their buyers. And in that scenario, we're really looking to do B2B to B to C, where the first B is the manufacturer, the second B is the distributor, the third B is the retailer, and then the C is out to the customer. Contract lifecycle management is exactly what it is. It's the ability to manage your contracts and do all of your edits, all the inline editing with you and your partners or your customers. I'm going to come back to Rhythm because I really want to focus some additional attention there. So we'll jump over to the marketing side of what Infor offers in the suite. Our marketing resource management tool is the ability to take all of the assets that you have for marketing, so all of your creative, all of your any content that you write, whether you use a content management system or you use some other way to generate. Maybe you have an agency that does all of your artwork for you. The MRM solution houses all of those assets so that you can share them amongst others within your organization or with your agency, and you can do all of your proofing and do all of your edits and your finalization within that tool. So you don't have to FTP stuff to people, you don't have to have Box or some other solution to then have the ability to get to those assets. What's interesting about MRM, when you think about marketing and the ability to track, and we'll get to some of these other terms, assets or tactic, attribution, conversion, and then ROI. The only way to be able to have a return on investment for your marketing portfolio is to be able to track that. What's nice about MRM is what we're doing and we're connecting to our financial applications so we know how much the budget is without having to go to a spreadsheet, go back into some other tool to say, I have this much to spend on this marketing campaign. We track it within the solution, directly from within the solution. Marketo and OCM. OCM is Infor's omni-channel campaign management, and then Marketo is we're Marketo's first and only reseller of their marketing automation tool. The reason why we decided to bring another solution to the table, I don't know how many of you guys are truck guys. I drive an F-150. I like to haul stuff, and even when I don't haul stuff, I still like having a truck. But if you think of F-150 versus an F-350, if you know trucks, if you're looking to buy a canoe, why would you buy an F-350? It doesn't make any sense. But if you're going to buy a 40-foot yacht, you can't have an F-150 pull that yacht. So we look at OCM and Marketo in terms of payload. OCM today sends over 2 billion emails a month out to Xbox for Microsoft. It's a high volume, high touch with no response. So when we send a tactic or send a message to your Xbox, we're not looking for you to click on something that then generates some other activity. It's just a push. And we do that, again, over 2 million a month just with Xbox. And there's another 1.5 million that we do with a couple of other larger customers. Marketo can't handle that type of payload, but what it does really well is it's meant to do more of a B2C where a response is required or response is asked for. And it tracks that response all the way back through. Did I send the right message to the right person at the right time? And did I get the response that I expected? If I didn't, I can use things like Interaction Advisor at the end that says, if you're, what's a good example? Black Friday. Black Friday is the, well, for the US, the day after Thanksgiving. A lot of sales, a lot of, all the marketing push from all the stores in North America are for Black Friday. If you open up the email on Saturday, it automatically changes that asset to Monday, which is Cyber Monday, and it shows you all the sales for that Monday. So it's no longer applicable to you because you open it up on Saturday. And that's just a small example of what IA would do connected to something like Marketo or the omni-channel campaign management. So last but certainly not least in the list is Rhythm. I inherited Rhythm when I took this role over. I didn't have any exposure to Rhythm on the healthcare side. Rhythm is an opportunity for an organization that has M3, which is our an Infor ERP, or S6E, another Infor ERP, the ability to then build a custom portal that you can launch that's tailored to you, by you, for your customers. InterSafe is one of our early adopters of the Rhythm platform. We're not completely live yet, but we're working through some of those. I don't know exactly what the timing is, but we're chugging along. So B2B would be, I'll use Cycle Europe as an example. They're another M3 customer that has Rhythm as well. I know. Just met with them, so I know a little bit more about their business model. They're a manufacturer, but they're also a distributor. So they manufacture bicycles. They own Bianchi, which is one of the oldest bike companies on the planet. Here's a trivia item for you if you're ever on Jeopardy or Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Bianchi's the first bike to have the same size wheels. So they were the first bike to go from the big front wheel and the little wheel to the two same size wheels. Just one of those items. But Bianchi is a manufacturer and a distributor that distributes to other distributors and then to retail and then retail out to their customers. All the way back through, they use Rhythm as the portal to do the ordering. So the customer can order from a branch through Rhythm, and then the branch can order from the distributor through Rhythm, and then the distributor orders from Cycle Europe as the mothership, if you will. So Rhythm would handle all of that, again, connected to M3, and be able to track all of the supplies. What do I have in stock? What do I not have in stock? If the order includes something that I don't have in one factory, based on volume, I can move that order to another factory that can fulfill that order more quickly. Civics, the Rhythm portal for Civics is it's more for counties and municipalities. I think we're only selling it in the U.S. today, where a county, if you're going to build a new garage on your property, you have to get permits. You have to make sure that you fall within all these guidelines. Our Rhythm portal for probably a dozen counties today, you go to the Rhythm portal and it walks you through the navigation of, I want to build this, so I need to have these permits. It'll bring up the documents for you. You can submit through the portal, and then you can pay whatever your fees are from within Rhythm right there. Hook and Loop is a digital agency that Infor spun up back in 2012 with the direct responsibility for taking products. If most of you, or those of you that know Infor, know that we've grown by acquisition. We have very few products that are Infor created. And you can imagine that the number of products and companies that we've brought into the mix, they all look different, they all act different. We have hundreds of ERPs that have basically the same kind of job, but they do it a little bit differently. So we're trying to bring all of that into just the top 4, maybe 5 ERPs, and do a replacement. But what Hook and Loop was charged to do was to take all of the core functionality, mainly for the ERPs, and create. Charles came up with a term, no fugly software. So all of our solutions that were Windows-based or Cobalt and all these older technologies, some that still work. On the back end, they still work, but from a front end perspective, we're losing market share because we haven't rewritten some of those applications. CRM is a good example of something that needs to be rewritten. It looks like it's Windows-based. It acts like it's Windows-based, even though it can be single-tenant cloud. So we need to take an opportunity and rewrite those applications into newer technologies in order for us to compete with the folks like Salesforce. What's interesting about Hook and Loop is they've split into 2 parts. One is internal and what they do for us. The other is external. So why it's germane to this process, in my mind, and what my strategy for owning the CX suite is that if somebody wanted to buy the entire portfolio from Infor, and side note, we're fine with if you already have Salesforce for CRM, we need to be able to plug that in. If you already have Sage or some other solution, we'll plug that in. If you have some other CPQ, we're extensible enough to be able to work with those. But again, the idea is that there would be one SKU and you could buy it all. What's interesting about Hook and Loop is that as a digital agency, if you wanted to run campaigns and you wanted someone to augment your current marketing efforts, whether it's internal or, again, if you have an agency, Hook and Loop can work with that agency or be your agency internal. And what's nice about that is that most of the solutions that are up here, we offer, even if it's your own agency, we offer user licenses to your partners that are part of your current purchase. So if you have MRM, for example, and you have an agency and an agency needs 10 people to have access to MRM, we give you those 10 seats so that you don't have to charge your partner to do business with you. So they have access to work on creative and upload creative and work on that. And we're trying to do that with most of the solutions so that we don't inhibit your ability to work with partners. But if you wanted Infor to build a campaign that then drove business to your website, and hopefully that's Rhythm, it's all enclosed within the system. We own all the assets. We deploy the assets. We have strategists that can work with you to, if you wanted to put something into market for 30, 60, 90 days, and you're not sure when to pull those or to add, maybe you want to keep it for 120 because your ROI is good, we can work with you to work through that. Sales intelligence for Coleman, or sales intelligence with Coleman. Coleman is our new artificial intelligence tool. It's named after Ms. Coleman, who the movie Hidden Figures was about her. She did all the algorithms for the space shuttle. So it's built on the Lex technology from Amazon, where we're putting into solutions like our HR applications. Simple things like, Coleman, what's my PTO balance? Or Coleman, can you spit out for me my org chart? What's the employee number for X employee? And it's really simple things like that, but what it's starting to do is learn patterns about users in HR to then offer up suggestions based on every Thursday I always ask, or every other Thursday I always ask, what's my payroll going to be for tomorrow? Well, it'll start to learn and it'll just start spitting out your payroll for you every other Thursday, things like that. InfoOS and Burst. InfoOS is our tech stack. So all the things that Amazon is included in our tech stack, our document management solutions included as part of tech stack. So it's all the things that need to be installed in order to run one or more applications that you may have from Infor. And then lastly, Burst. We bought Burst. It's an analytics company. We were struggling with the fact that, as I mentioned, through acquisition, we have 100 different solutions that have their own analytics, their own BI, their own visualization tools. And it got to be very difficult when we would try and connect an M3 ERP to a Cloud Suite Financial and try and get the numbers to match, because we're trying to ask one BI tool to then query another BI tool, and then those product teams are fighting over who gets to be the visualization part of those numbers. So instead, we decided that we would buy Burst and create a layer within all of our solutions that will use Burst as that BI and analytics piece. So I'm going to go into just a little bit more specifics about some of the solutions. I'm going to, in the essence of time, I'm not going to read these slides to you. I'll share it with anybody that wants it. But I want to make sure that we get to kind of some of the core things like rhythm. CRM is an important piece of our go-forward strategy. We think that having CRM be the layer that is your point of truth for all accounts and contacts. If you think about an ERP system and what you may do, whether you're in manufacturing, distribution, or you do both, your ERP system is where all of your accounts and contacts are for the people that you currently do business with. If they're not in there, then how do you bill them? You don't know who those people are. If you have a marketing solution that's outside of I keep wanting to say M3, outside of your ERP, which you probably have something that's separate, trying to then consolidate who you want to do, how you want to market to, how you attract and retain net new business. So we think taking CRM and having a direct connect from your ERP to CRM, and then from CRM out to a marketing automation tool like OCM, or in the only southern word I know is y'all. In y'all's business, Marketo would really be the solution that you would want to use to do marketing automation. We're fully integrated into Marketo to be able to then do, if you wanted to send out a marketing campaign to bring new business in, you wouldn't do that through an ERP. You would do that through CRM and marketing automation. CPQ is a product that is getting a lot of traction. I think that CPQ connected to the ERPs are allowing the folks that are again, overhead doors is a really good example, where having CPQ directly connected to their ERP, you can't order something that isn't available. So to have that real-time connectivity to be able to say this is out of stock or this is out of production, and provide you with the next available solution, CPQ will do that. I'm going to skip over CLM. Most people know what contract lifecycle management is. Let me see what the next. I'll go back. So Rhythm for Commerce, or B2B, we're not doing much on the B2C side just yet, outside of what our customers would consider B2C, even though if you're a manufacturer, your customer really is another business. So we still call that B2B. We're working through today, our Rhythm platform is connected to M3 and SXE as the Infor ERPs. The next two Infor ERPs will be LN and Sightline. Those are basically the top four ERPs that Infor sells, both from one is Cloud Suite Industrial and the other one is Cloud Suite Distribution. The goal is within the next year to be able to open it up and be able to integrate with other ERPs like Oracle or SAP. We really need to make sure that we can tackle the Infor ERPs first, but we also know that not everybody has Infor. They should. Not everybody has Infor, so we have to be open to be able to do that. The goal will be for us is to publish an open API that we can work with folks like Oracle and SAP and have them connect to our APIs. And that's work we're currently working on for, we're live with M3 and SXE, and we're working on LN and Sightline today. And then Oracle and SAP, I think, will be our next, probably this time next year. Part of the offering includes the ability to have a product information management or PIM. Currently today we use a PIM from a company called InRiver. They have a very good PIM that works well. It's fully integrated into the rhythm stack today. I just met with their new CEO yesterday to talk through kind of the same thing that I just mentioned. He wants to know what's our strategy for opening up to other ERPs, because he's selling PIM to more than just Infor customers. He has Oracle and SAP. We need to focus, again, we need to stay focused on the commits that we made. InterSafe is one of those commitments that we want to make sure we nail before we even think about Oracle or anybody else. What's on the... So the parts of Rhythm that really end up making the solution are here. Having access to digital asset management, having a recommendation engine, inventory history, price visibility, a shopping cart and order management. I know SendPOS, and there's a couple of other end use order fulfillment methods that we use. I'm not familiar with all of them, but this is the tool. This is the setup that InterSafe uses today. Again, we're not live, but we're getting there. The idea is that that personalized piece is really important to be able to. Our goal is to then be extensible enough that you guys have your own brand, you guys have your own way of doing business, you have your own way of marketing. What we didn't want to do is just put out a tool, and again, we have some work to do still. We didn't want to put out a tool that was just an order fulfillment tool that it looks like everybody else's. The goal is for you to be as unique as you need to be in the marketplace, but at the same time have a solid tool that works behind the scenes. So any questions about Rhythm? Because I know that was kind of the main thing that we wanted to try and cover today. I didn't bring any order forms, and I'm not in sales, so it's okay. I don't carry a quota. Let's see, if I did, it'd be 1, 2, 3. No. I haven't been in sales in several years, and I'll tell you, going into a strategy role, it's interesting to sit with somebody, because I sit with hospital CIOs in my previous job, 1 or 2 a week, and they're waiting for the sale. They're waiting for me to ask for the business. I'm like, I don't do that. If we're the right tool for you, then we'll figure out a way to make it work. The money's the easy part. But it's interesting, they're just waiting. So you didn't bring a contract with you? Nope, that's not what I do. So a little bit, I'm going to just kind of click through a couple of these. We talked mainly about what these are, the approvals, markups, MRM. Our goal is to then, again, take MRM and have it be a part of a connection to the Rhythm platform, so that as you build out more functionality for what you put out to the public through Rhythm, that you have the ability to have this type of a tool embedded into the work that you do. To be able to connect it to, we're connecting MRM currently to Marketo, so that we have the three-way between CRM, Marketo, and MRM, so that when we do a marketing campaign, we know what the assets are and we know exactly who we're marketing to and what we're converting. And I think we went through most of this, so I'm not going to bore you with the OCM part. Sales intelligence for CRM, I don't think I have. I do have on here. So sales intelligence for CRM was built by Infor. Acquired a group of scientists from MIT in the U.S. We call it Dynamic Science Labs. Let me see if I went back. Sales intelligence for CRM is exactly that. It's intelligence built into how you do business with your customers from a CRM perspective. So it's not about the buying side, but who are you going to sell to and why? So how do you go through your CRM and find attributes using algorithms built by scientists that are potential buyers from you? So most people have thousands and thousands of records in their CRM, and you probably only use 25% of the information that you have in CRM. In some cases, a lot less. You have duplicate information. You have, accounts and contacts that haven't been live for, or even been in that job or business for years. The idea is to be able to go in and look at what the patterns are of the information within CRM, find who your likely prospects are, who's likely to make a purchase. So if we have information about all of the buying patterns of your customers, we can look back into CRM and see who's most likely to buy, or what geography. Again, Cycle Europe is a good, well, Lord Abbett is a banking institution in New York. They use sales intelligence for CRM to figure out who in my list of people that have gone to an event put on by a financial services company is next or is most likely to then buy services from me. And it's probably age, it's probably income, all of those factors would go into this person is highly likely to do business with you if you were to reach out to them. They use it extensively. And what's interesting is one of the tools that Yves mentioned to me earlier, this Portator connected to CRM, would be a great way to look at how, if I'm sending reps out, where should they go next, and where should they go after that? And then in that route, show me all the people that currently do business with me that do more than $10 million a year with me, and plot them into that trail. So I'm going by them, I should stop and see them. That's the kind of data that we would capture and want to put into that type of a tool. I'm going to go, so product recommendations, this is a new tool to me. I know that there's portions that are part of sales intelligence for CRM, portions are in the interaction advisor, and then there are some portions of product recommendations that we're putting into Rhythm, so that we can push out if you're most likely to buy this type of equipment based on current patterns. Maybe those are the sidebar things like you would get in Amazon. These are the product recommendations based on things that you've already purchased. And then the Marketo functionality, I think I already went through. So there's my contact information. I know we kind of went through a lot relatively quickly. We only had a half hour on the agenda, and I wanted to kind of cover the majority of the suite. Open to questions. I can stay as late or as long as you want. My flight's not till 1 o'clock tomorrow, so if you want to stay here the rest of the night, we can have some beer brought over. Danny has to buy the beer. I'm not. Like I said, there's my contact information. I'm always available. The folks at InterSafe know how to get a hold of me. They know what you can ask them what they do with us today and what they plan on doing with us in the future, and happy to have a conversation.
Then thanks for your look into the portfolio. May I have a big hand?